Hey, and welcome back. Today we have another wild edible. This one is called Creeping Charlie, also called Glaucoma hederaceae. So let's jump right into this one. If you were to search for Creeping Charlie on the internet, you'll quickly discover that there are more websites that offer suggestions to eradicate this plant instead of eating it. Isn't that quite ironic? This aromatic perennial evergreen creeper is in the mint, or Laminaceae family. Creeping Charlie is a herbaceous plant that spreads by seed and by stolons, which are basically creeping stems. This plant is native to Europe, but it was brought to North America by the European settlers as medicine and as ground cover. This minty edible contains a lot of vitamin C and offers a multitude of health benefits. This plant overwinters, maintaining its color under the snow. So some distinguishing features. Creeping Charlie is easily identified by its growth habit. This plant grows close to the ground and usually forms a mat-like ground cover. The long stems have nodes where the leaves grow, and these nodes will form roots if they come into contact with the soil. The kidney-shaped leaves tend to be shiny green and have scalloped edges. Creeping Charlie is well noted for its rapid growth after the plant stops flowering. Being in the mint family, this stem is square. Now that's a pretty notable characteristic of any mint plant. If you're desiring to seek it out, is always check for a square stem. So the flowers can appear as early as March in the northern part of our world, depending on your location. They are purplish to blue and are quite small, about 1 centimeter long. Creeping Charlie flowers usually grow in clusters of 3 in the axils, which are between the stem and the petioles, and are two-lipped. They have 5 petals, and the petals are fused into a cup or tube. Flowers grow in axillary whorls, often one-sided. Each flower produces 4 seeds. So let's get into the leaves. Creeping Charlie's leaves produce bright, shiny green, round or kidney-shaped leaves that are broadly cordate and have scalloped margins. Sometimes the leaves may appear to be tinted purple, especially the underside. The leaf surface has sparse short hairs. Leaves are opposite on square stems that root at the nodes. Leaf veins rise from the same point, and they have palmate veins. The height. Creeping Charlie is a ground cover but can get to about 20 centimeters or 8 inches tall. The habitat. Creeping Charlie prefers to grow in moist areas that include waste areas, hedgerows, shady locations, and woodland margins. It is not liked by gardeners because once it takes hold in a lawn, it is hard to remove. It can grow in sunny locations as well. Creeping Charlie grows in many areas throughout Canada and the US. It also grows in many European countries. In Asia, it grows in Azerbaijan, China, Hong Kong, Georgia, Japan, Kazakhstan, Taiwan, Tajikistan, and Turkey. This plant also grows in Australia, including Tasmania, and in New Zealand. In South America, it can be found in Argentina, Chile, and Brazil. So let's get into the edible parts. The edible parts are the young leaves that can be eaten raw or cooked. The leaves have a mild mint-like flavor and can be tossed into salads to add a slight aromatic tang. Creeping Charlie leaves can also be cooked like spinach, added to soups, stews, or omelets. Tea is made from the fresh or dried leaves. It is often used mixed with verbena leaves or lovage. This wild edible has been added to beer in much the same way as hops in order to clear it and also to improve its flavor. So some other names for Creeping Charlie is ground ivy, and some recipes. There's some Belgium wild beer, ground ivy dressing, and some white wine vinegar. Alright guys, that's it for today. And I just wanted to show you that most of you guys aren't actually subscribed that are watching my videos, so please do me a big favor, and especially if you're one of those people that aren't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe. I know you probably hear that on about 99.9% of YouTube videos and YouTube content creators, but it does really help, and it'll let me continue on making these videos for you. So, on that note, this has been another Wild Edible brought to you by Reconnect to Nature, the all-natural, non-GMO, 100% organic, and free source of information on all things nature. Alright guys, peace out, and we'll see you in the next video.